Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hi, welcome. My name is Armando and welcome to uenosTarot. Here on my channel, I like to do pick a card readings, and today I do have some predictions for the upcoming year. That's 2022. It's messages from your spirit team, from your guides, on predictions and advice for the new year. So in front of us, we do have 4 piles. I wanted to make them look as similar as possible just for you to test your intuition, take a deep breath and think about which pile resonates with you the most. So I'll give you a second to take a look and choose which pile resonates with you more. And with that, let's get started with group number 1. Hey there, Pile 1. So today we're going to do some predictions for 2022. So let's start off with the spirit animal. And this is going to give us a sense of the energy that's going to be embodied for the upcoming year. So the one that came up for y'all is the Starfish. And there it is right there. And then we also have some tarot cards that I pulled, pre-shuffled, of course, just to make things a little bit quicker. So the first one that came out for your group is the Hierophant. And there it is. And then we also have the Page of Cups. And then we have the 5 of Swords. And then lastly, we have the Emperor. So I really do like the energy that's for this pile. So starting off with the Starfish represents the idea of someone who has been focused more on their physical appearance or overall their appearance in general, whether that's, their physical appearance, their status, their reputation, maybe like social media, how many likes you've been receiving, how many views you've been receiving on TikTok, whatever it may be. The Starfish pretty much represents that, is the idea of being too focused on how others are perceiving you. And there's nothing too necessarily bad about that, but the thing that does come with that mindset is that when we're too focused on creating an image, a very tailored and curated image for the sake of how others perceive us, that in the end impedes us from showcasing our true authentic self. So I think the energy that's really trying to be communicated to you for this year is to break up with your image, whether again that's within you with social media, whether it's you and your physical appearance, whether you just trying to present a specific persona or image to the public, because again, I think Spirit wants you to really tap into your most authentic self, because there is a lot of power and a lot of divine energy within you. So moving on with the tarot, the energy that I'm getting here is that you have a lot of leadership qualities, and I'm not sure if that's something you can recognize within yourself. Maybe I get the sense that maybe you have been playing it safe for the sake of fitting in, but I think what Spirit wants you to be mindful of is the fact that if you don't fit in, ultimately that's your opportunity to stand out. And I think that's what Spirit really wants you to get in touch with, is embracing your uniqueness. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but pretty much just to embrace all that you are and all that you're into, because ultimately there is, again, a lot of strength and knowledge within you. The Hierophant represents someone who is very knowledgeable and knows about the truth and is very wise. And I do get the sense that maybe you have been someone who can recognize the truth and are confident in knowing the truth and being very wise and profound. And you have a lot of wisdom. The Hierophant represents someone who, in a sense, has like the key to life and how to navigate in the best way possible. The Hierophant is someone who others go to when needing advice. And I think that's something that you definitely embody. So keep that in mind for the upcoming year. I also get the sense that with the 5 of Swords, you have been someone who has came across a lot of people who want to challenge your perception, want to challenge your reality, want to challenge the truths that you do have, and to a degree suppress it and almost be combative combative and aggressive towards it because of the fact that you are someone who is almost threatening. I think a lot of times people are not comfortable with speaking upon the truth, speaking truthfully about themselves and their way of living. And I think you've been someone who has kind of been disciplined or shunned out or overall just experience suppression of this power and this gift that you do have, because again, people are not too comfortable. But I think what spirit is making you mindful of the fact is that if you do have came across these experiences in the past where you feel like people have came after you or have challenged you or have been very passive aggressive or blatantly aggressive towards you because you did represent a truth, because you did challenge their comfort zone, just know that that's in the past and that's something that you should not worry about or be scared of, to hold you back and showcase your true strength and knowledge. The reason why is because now you're a lot more mature and you're able to manage and navigate through life even if people are not accepting of you. So again, if there's been any experiences in the past where you felt like you have been kind of like marginalized or oppressed or just excluded, just know that that's no longer the case. You're a lot more mature, you're a lot more stronger than who you were then. And if you do come across someone that does want to challenge you, just know that you are above it and you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to prove your point of view. You don't have to prove how right you are, because ultimately I think with that sometimes those are the vampire energies that we do come across. And if you do challenge them, if you do stoop to their level, just know that you're ultimately embracing their poison really, and their very negative and stagnant energy. So definitely be above any people who just want to challenge you, who are not for you. Just keep supporting yourself, surround yourself by those who are supportive of you and your decisions and the life path that you're on. And for the rest who are not, don't take it personal whatsoever, because ultimately that's a reflection of their insecurities or their fears or whatever, and anything personal. It's really just on their personal perspective as to why they challenge you. So it's nothing personal. So just remember that if you do come across that, or if you're hesitant or reluctant to really truly showcase who you are. With the Page of Cups, I think what Spirit wants you to be mindful of is the fact that just keep believing. I feel like there is a certain goal or a specific, like a goal you're trying to achieve. And I feel like you've been kind of suppressing it or putting it aside, not really tapping into. It's a goal that you do have inside of you, and it's your calling, but again, you're being reluctant, which again, it's okay. Like, don't be hard on yourself. I think it's definitely normal as human beings to be this way, but I think Spirit really wants you to be persistent and keep believing, keep being hopeful. Maybe it's something to do with teaching, whether you're teaching others how to eat healthier, how to maybe you're an actual tutor, maybe you're a trainer, maybe you are trying to start your own blog or whatever it may be. Just know that this skill and this gift that is unique to you is real. It's true. Whatever you feel, like that divine essence of you, it's true. So please don't suppress it. Keep believing, even if you feel doubtful. With the Page of Cups, what this image represents is pretty much this, gentleman who picked up some water with his cup, and a fish came out of it. And the point being is that you have to believe in the magic the magic of surprise, knowing that little synchronicities and signs and just more magical experiences and entities do exist within our physical world. And just keep believing, because ultimately that's going to lead you to a very successful year. If we go take a look at the Emperor over here, the Emperor talks about someone who is a leader, who is respected, who is someone who is honest and is not manipulative. Like, this is a person who has earned their strides, who has achieved a lot and has created a lot of success for themselves. And ultimately, this is you building a legacy. So whatever you're pursuing or you're inclined to pursue, chase it for sure this year. This is your year to really dive into it, and you'd be surprised as to how much you'll achieve by the end of the year. So again, whether yeah, just believe it and just know that this will be your manifestation or your goals coming into fruition towards the end of the year. So again, maybe you're a male and you're looking into being a father, or you're a female, and maybe you're looking to be a parent. Overall, though, I get the sense of energy that you're capable, or you're about to enter a really mature phase in your life where you kind of embody that masculine energy, whether you're a male or a female, and typically that's someone who's very financially stable. That's someone who is very emotionally mature and is a leader. And that's not to say that feminine energy are not those qualities or attributes, but that's definitely the energy that I'm picking up through this reading. So I think that's a lot of good energy that I look forward to, and I'm excited for y'all. It's very positive. It kind of highlights a little perspective of negativity, but it shows that you're capable of overcoming it. And not only that, you will overcome it. Like, this is within your trajectory, if this is something that resonates, of course. So now I want to pull up the Chakra Oracle cards, and the two that came up for you was acceptance, and then the second one is passion. And then if that doesn't align perfectly with what we've been talking about, I don't know what does. But yeah, I think what spirit or God or the universe wants you to further get through your head and truly allow it to resonate, and that's for you to accept yourself fully 1100%. And I think what spirit wants you to be is very mindful of your day-to-day thoughts. That's a concept called metacognition, which is when a person is mindful of the thoughts that are running through their heads. A lot of times we do run on autopilot, so it's important for you to ground yourself. I don't know why I'm getting like the sense of you to meditate or journal, whatever it may be, but just be mindful of the thoughts that do run across your head. I remember I read a study that says that I believe 80% of our thoughts are negative throughout the day. And I think it's very important for us to be mindful and just catch them and kind of challenge them and tell ourselves, no, that's not true. If, let's say, in the morning you wake up and you look in the mirror and your hair was just not complying with you, and you tell yourself you're ugly, you're walking through the entire day with that thought, thinking that you're ugly, bringing on and fostering this negative energy. But I think it's just important to catch yourself. And there's so many instances where these thoughts come up. So I think what spirit wants you to be mindful of is to accept yourself fully, because once you're able to accept yourself fully, it kind of works as a paradox when then the external world will accept you for all that you are, and you're going to allow yourself to shine and really showcase your true authentic self, which is going to make you more magnetic, and people are going to gravitate towards you a lot more. So again, just accept yourself fully, let go of whatever facade you've had, and it's time to really embrace your true authentic self, regardless of what people may think of you. And then I think this card really complements that. And this is all about, pursuing your passion. So again, what special gifts and abilities have you kind of pushed to the side or have not given as much attention as you should? I think what spirit wants you to really do this year is to really tap into these natural gifts and abilities that we all have and are unique to our specific self and character and nature. So spirit really wants you to really dive into it this year, because there's going to be a lot of success with that by the end of the year and moving forward within life. So again, it could be something about teaching. I don't know why that's coming along, or leadership skills. Maybe you're involved or are good with maybe working with students, being a director of some sort, being a coordinator of some type of program. I think overall it's just about being a leadership, teaching others, guiding others, and being someone who others rely on. So again, that's definitely a passion. Whatever passion resonates to you and is authentic to you, definitely pursue that for this upcoming year. Let go of your facade. We're constantly evolving and changing, and we're all going to age at some point. So definitely let go of whatever image you want to uphold of yourself and just exist. Let go of the perception from the outside world looking into you. Rather, just live your life, you know, be authentic, shine on. And I think that's going to bring you, again, a lot of blessings for this upcoming year. And then lastly, I do have the advice cards, and I pulled 2 for this deck. So let's take a look. The first one says this: I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. So I'm in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. I don't know why my Spanish tongue had difficulties reading that, but yes, I think that's a very good message to keep in mind, because once you truly start aligning with yourself and aligning to your true essence, you'll see how much synchronicities do exist and how many blessings are coming within your way by making these subtle changes that are not hard. It's just a matter of changing your mindset first and foremost, because that way, if you change your mindset on things, ultimately your actions will align with those thoughts and you'll just live a more peaceful life. So again, just remember that this is not going to be an overnight fix. This is not something you have to like climb a mountain and be such a struggle. No, it's day by day. It's slowly learning and slowly evolving into the person you want to be. And I think one thing that's important is to think about the greatest version of yourself that you know you will become one day, and start embodying them, or those attributes now. I think that's going to be very helpful within your path. And then the second card is true manifestations are powered by service and love. So again, true manifestations are powered by service and love. So again, I think you are definitely someone who has more of a heart than you try, or than you allow yourself to showcase to the world. I think there's a lot of love and compassion and empathy within you, which is a very rare character trait. I think a lot of times it is taken for granted. I think it may be confused for weakness sometimes, but you know you're not weak, so don't allow your ego to make you believe that you have to defend yourself or you have to look cool to fit in. I think at this point, what's important for you is to gain more of a sense of belonging rather than fitting in. And ultimately, that's going to allow you to truly manifest your dreams. And again, there is a passion, there is a special gift that you are fully aware of, that you know that exists within you. And I think Spirit really wants you to tap into that trait or skill and see how life unfolds, or how this year unfolds. And I get you not, there's going to be a lot of amazing blessings. So for the most part, that's all I have for you, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did think this reading resonated, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And with that, I wish you the best year ever, a very fruitful year. And now let's get started with group number 2. Thank you. Bye. Hey, pile number 2. So this is your reading for the 2022 year. These are predictions that may be helpful for you, so make sure to stay tuned and pay attention to the messages that Spirit has for you for the upcoming year. So let's first start off with the Animal Spirit card. The one that came out for your group is the Moth. There it is. And then for your tarot, we have the Hermit. We also have the 10 of Cups. And then we have Judgment. And then we also have the 7 of Cups. So I'll place that there. And let me actually move this one on top. Okay, so let's start off with the Moth. So overall, I think the messages and the narrative and the theme of this year are very positive. And is not to say that it's going to be, the easiest of paths, but I don't think that's something to be intimidated by. I think that's exciting, especially because there is a lot of positive energies or messages that are being communicated through this. So for the Moth, really what this represents is individuals who sometimes focus more on short-term gratifications or easy, quick solutions or quick fixes. or temporary fulfillment, which again is not horrible. But I think what spirit wants you to be mindful of is these tendencies to kind of indulge on temporary satisfactions rather than long-term gratification. And a lot of times, the easy way out is enjoyable, but again, how long does that last? Not too long. So I think what spirit wants you to do or be mindful of for this year is to really be aware of your goals, your long-term goals that kind of take a long time, that are not just like, oh, let me get a haircut and this is going to transform my life. No, maybe getting into shape, knowing that it's going to be a whole lifestyle change. Starting to work out, knowing that that's going to take days until you really see progression, and even months actually within your body. Or starting to read, and allowing that, I guess, like, mental workouts. That's what reading does to our mind. It helps us evolve. It helps us keep learning. It doesn't allow us to remain stagnant. So ultimately, what spirit wants you to do is really pursue whatever goals and, I guess, dreams that you have for yourself, and that are not going to come overnight. And just trust in God or in spirit, in the universe, that these outcomes or these desired outcomes will be manifested or come into fruition by the end of the year. And with that, you're going to be content with how much growth you have made by being disciplined, by sticking to routines, by doing the hard work required to achieve these goals, which ultimately is going to be make you more confident. But just know that this is not supposed to be hard. Like, these are things that you're going to definitely enjoy. So whatever goals you have had in mind recently or within the past year, or that is within you, to definitely pursue it, because you're going to have a really good time. Like, this is going to be a moment where you transform your life so much, but in such a positive way. Like, you're not going to recognize who you are by the end of the year, and that's because you're going to receive so much abundance and really accomplish all the things that you want. So, moving on with the tarot, what spirit really wants you to be mindful of is to have freaking confidence in being by yourself. Like, have unwavering confidence in who you are. Who cares about social media? Do not compare. Do not look at what your neighbor's doing. Do not look at what your old friend group is doing, or what goals they're accomplishing, or what, short-term fixes they've done to themselves and have showcased within the social realms. And now you're maybe feeling a little bit behind, or maybe comparing yourself, or whatever it may be. I do get the sense that you don't have as much connections as you did in the past. I do sense that there's a lot of maturity, or there's a lot of wisdom that you have, I guess, gained within the past year. And now is really time for you to embrace, and let me emphasize, embrace being by yourself. If you are not as, I guess, maybe like popular as you were in the past, or how popular you think you should, how popular you think you should be. Yeah, just embrace being in the hermit mode, which means being a little bit more reclusive, a little bit more to yourself, focusing on your goals, focusing on your life primarily, and making that a very focal point in your life. And again, just embrace it. I think, spirit, that's a big message that's coming through, is to really embrace this energy. I think a lot of times people are not too comfortable being alone, but this year for you is going to be you mastering being by yourself. And by you doing that, you're able to learn how to detach from people, learn how to detach from things, and just simply exist. Accept things as they come, not be too fixated on expectations, and just simply enjoying. So I think by doing this, being able to love yourself, be by yourself, be with yourself 24/7, and that includes your mind. So be mindful of the things you think about, and be mindful of how important it is to be self-compassionate to ourselves every single day and moment of every day. But once you learn how to master that, people are going to come to you. People are going to, like, the universe is going to pave the path for you to receive all the blessings in your life. And I think that's also being highlighted within the 10 of Cups. With the 10 of Cups, it really just shows like an overall big globe in every aspect of your life. That's going to be your mental, that's going to be your spiritual, your emotional, your physical health. Even with materialistic things, like, this is something that, like, the 10 of Cups embodies the idea of receiving all that you wish for. So maybe you have been wanting a family, start a family. This is possible within your trajectory if you really focus on the things to be to receive these blessings at the best time, because sometimes I think people get too carried ahead or rush things or want to, expedite the process of life. And you can definitely do that, but just know that sometimes we have to be patient enough to receive the greatest blessings in our lives. And overall, whether you've been looking to move out, whether you've been looking to get a car, or maybe like change your wardrobe, or get a new dog, or be in a relationship, whatever you've been wanting and manifesting, it will come by you doing this work. And again, this is not meant to be looked at as a chore. Like, this is something that's enjoyable. So really tap into the things and hobbies that make you the most happy, make you the most calm. And if you don't know what those hobbies are quite yet, that's definitely okay, but definitely take this year to experiment. And if you are someone who already knows what your callings are, it's a matter of being more persistent, fully embracing them, fully galvanizing yourself with them to really refine your skills. And you'd be surprised how much success you will receive. And again, that does not have to do just within one facet. That could be monetary success or financial success as well. So just overall, keep that in mind for this upcoming year. And this is honestly already very exciting. So I'm really curious to know how this resonates. So please comment below if this is something that you are prepared for. I would definitely love to know. Moving on with the Judgment and Seven of Cups, I think Spirit also wants you to know that this year really is a redemptive moment for you. This is a moment where you can redeem yourself. I know the past couple of years, not just for you, but for all of us, to all of us, has been very different, very strange due to this pandemic. My card just fell. So just know that this is a good time to really redeem yourself. Things are not as they were, and I don't think we're ever going to reach a point where we were in the past, but I think now we're in a more stable place. Things have normalized a lot, and if you don't feel that's the case, I think what Spirit wants you to do is really sit down and reflect upon how, or the things you are grateful for, and the things that are working, and all the accomplishments you have made thus far, and really be grateful for that, because ultimately that is going to remind you of how much progress you have made, but now how much more progress you will make, being more conscious and mindful of the fact of pursuing your dreams and goals. So I think that's definitely something that Spirit wants you to know. And with the Seven of Cups, also Spirit wants you to pick wisely. But be very aware of the things that serve you, of the habits that are working for you, and not against you, and not impeding you or slowing you down towards achieving your goals. I think Spirit also wants you to know, or ask yourself why you're trying to pursue certain goals. So maybe if you do have a list of goals, just because of this card, I would say journal maybe like 7 goals that you have for this year. And then ask yourself why. I think an important part is the motivator behind our actions. And if they're authentic to ourselves, you'll be able to manifest them a lot quicker. I would say look into the 3-6-9 method, I believe it was called. I looked into it and I've done it myself a few times, and it's pretty outstanding, like the way we can manifest through ingraining our goals within our mind. So definitely look into that. But again, just Spirit wants you to know to choose wisely, and choose the habits, the dreams, and the goals that are going to make you the most happy. So again, don't think about the temporary fixes. Try to avoid that. And I think one thing that's coming to the top of my mind is fast food. And I think that's very common within our culture, like let's say Chick-fil-A or Chipotle or In-N-Out if you're from California. All these are things that we go to and gives us a quick fix, or even Starbucks, that also came to mind, or DoorDash. I personally don't DoorDash, and I think the habit can be horrible. I know a couple of friends who have a really bad habit of DoorDashing, but that's what Spirit really is thinking about, is those quick instances, those quick fixes. I'm also hearing like alcohol or maybe drug use. So really be mindful of them, and it's not to say that these things are bad. They're not. I think everything's good in moderation, because the poison is within the dosage. But I think what Spirit wants you to know, that maybe it's not your time to indulge too much quite yet. I think Spirit really wants you to know that there's more success and wealth and abundance coming your way. And I think it's best for you to hold off on the instant gratifications and do the hard work, which again, it's not hard. but do the work that takes a bit longer. Because again, when you work on yourself, it's fun. Like self-development is fun. And I really hope you view self-development in this lens as something positive, as something exciting, because ultimately by doing this, you're transforming into the life you dream of. And if that's not motivating enough, I don't know what is. But yeah, just be mindful. And by doing that, you will have a very successful and very abundant year to come. Just keep falling. So now we do have the Chakra Oracle cards. The one that comes up first is Perception. And I'll put that one there. And then the second one is Forgiveness. So a big message that's coming to me right now is to forgive yourself. I do get the sense that you may be very hard on yourself and may not even be aware of it, but really be mindful of when you're feeling bad, because ultimately you're feeling bad because you are allowing yourself to feel bad. It's kind of like that victim mentality, which is not bad. I don't condemn it. I don't judge it whatsoever. I see and hear you, and I completely understand you, because ultimately I think that's the defect of being human, is that sometimes we do have we can lead or end up in a rabbit hole where we're just being very hard on ourselves, comparing ourselves tremendously, especially with social media, or even and in general within our society, because we're in a very competitive society. That's just like the nature of our I guess customs. But I think what Spirit wants you to do is forgive yourself, like along the way, for any mistakes you have made along the way, for any mistakes you may make down the future. Like, it's okay. Like, this is a redemption moment. Like, allow yourself to have a second chance and know that your past does not define you. And I think sometimes we don't really let that sink in, but we're able to become more and allow ourselves to grow and know that that's the process, and that's part of life, is just learning and trying our best. Excuse me again. So again, just forgive yourself completely. Accept yourself for who you are, and really embrace all that you are, even if it's not perfect. Like, no one's perfect. Just know that no one is perfect. No one is exempt from having obstacles within their lives. We're all having our own challenges, and if yours is just indulging in quick fixes, that's not necessarily too bad. Like, that sounds pretty sweet. Like, I wish I could be that relaxed, but I do have a little bit. I choose to practice discipline, but again, from the outside perspective, it's not a bad thing. Like, it's really not. It's kind of gnarly, I would say. And then with Perception, again, I think it's important to see and think about how you view yourself. So, I mean, I know it sounds very cliche, but love truly trumps all. At least that's what I believe, and many people believe that. So I think just view yourself in a loving way. Practice to view the world in a very loving way, whether you're a student, whether, with your job, whether with your family, whether with you. And just like, even though it's like not the best of times, and our social climate is very tense, and I feel like it has eased down a little bit, but just view the world in the most beautiful way possible, because ultimately that's going to attract beauty into your life. And really, life is what we make it. Life is how we perceive it. So I think Spirit really wants you to think of yourself very beautifully, think of others very beautifully. Even if you recognize that others don't have the best of qualities, just know that they're doing their best. Just know that they're not perfect, just like this group, including myself. And I'm not trying to sound, like antagonizing. Like, that's just a reality. But yeah, just view yourself in a very beautiful light. And I think with that, your life and trajectory for this upcoming year will unfold with ease. So now let's look at your advice cards, and these are the last cards for this reading. So the first one says this. It says, I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. So, and I kid you not, I just literally saw this sparkle within my eyes. So that was pretty gnarly. But yeah, this is beautiful. So again, I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. So again, really think about your visions, and trust that these intentions and these efforts are going to allow your dreams to come into fruition. So just, I mean, that aligns perfectly, but yeah, just keep that in mind for the upcoming year. And then lastly, the second one is to begin the practice of allowing, I must get out of the way and let spirit give me direction. So again, to begin the practice of allowing, I must get out of the way and let spirit give me direction. So again, there may be times where you feel a little bit uneasy, but just know that emotions come and go, and just know that we are not our emotions, and just know, I believe it takes 90 seconds to overcome an emotion. So when you're experiencing some yucky feelings that you are not too comfortable with, acknowledge it. Don't resist it. Just allow it to be and let it pass. And I kid you not, it's just like shedding a layer, and it doesn't have to be hard. It's not like we have to like grip to our skin and hope that we don't shed our skin like a snake or whatever other animal that sheds skin. Just allow it to shed, and slowly you overcome a hurdle, and you just become stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So really what spirit wants you to be mindful of is just to take one step at a time. Don't overthink. Don't think about the long-term goals. Don't think about these outcomes. Just take it one day at a time. Be kind to yourself along the way, and you'll be surprised as to how positive this year will change for you. And I kid you not, this sounds like this energy that's coming through is very chilling. I think it's very beautiful. It's exciting. It's not easy, but it's not hard either. It's just different. And I think spirit really wants you to embrace that this year. So that's all I have for you, pile 2. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you feel like this resonated with you, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. If you don't feel like any of these messages resonated, that's completely fine. Try another pile. If not, I'll definitely see you on another reading. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. So now with that, let's get started with group number 3. Hey there, group number 3. So let's get started with your reading. So these are predictions for the 2022 year, this upcoming year. So first, let's get started with your animal spirit card. For y'all, the one that came up, and it's my first time that has came up within a reading, and that's the black egg. So there's that. And then for your tarot, we have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Wands. There we go. And then we also have the Justice card. And we also have the Moon. So let me actually put this one on top. Yeah, so this is a very powerful pile for sure. So let's start off with the Spirit Animal card. Excuse me. So with the black egg, it's all about knowing your truth and having a very grounded essence within yourself. So I think that's an important message that Spirit wants you to be mindful of this for this upcoming year, is that you're going to be very grounded. There's going to be a lot of mental clarity like never before, and I think that's a very powerful message. You're not really going to encounter confusion, make excuses for yourself or others, involve yourself in small talk and gossip and lies. You're ultimately just going to be living in such a divine and a nature that's very connected with your higher self. And I think that's very very powerful. Like something about this is giving me like the climax almost of your life, or at least one of the biggest I guess thriving moments within your life. This is a time where you're going to be more confident in how you communicate. You're going to communicate more slowly, more clearly, more confidently, and that's something that's very beautiful, really. If you are into reading or writing, or if you're into teaching, singing, or maybe like a public speaking, maybe you're into being a TikToker, being an influencer, starting your own business, applying for that one job you are reluctant to apply for, but know that is within your scope of skills and your natural born talents. I think spirit really wants you to focus into this and dive deep, like really apply yourself to all and any opportunities that may have been daunting in the past, or you may have been fearful in the past. This is the year to definitely leap forward and have a leap of faith, and there's just like a sense of confidence that I'm getting for this year. There's a level of maturity, of wisdom that's so profound and so divine, and I think that's really a very powerful message that, and from my opinion at least, that's being communicated to you. So definitely keep that in mind for the upcoming year. Like, this is definitely going to be a year where you are going to experience such a whirlwind of blessings. You're gonna thrive so much, and that's actually not my favorite word. I think it's so cliche, like thriving, but that's really the best way that I can word it. Like, you're literally gonna thrive this year. There's not gonna be much challenges. It's just a matter of you kind of being tired of the stagnant energy that maybe is around you. Maybe you recognize that other people are not applying themselves as much as they should be. You feel like some people are just on autopilot. You feel a little bit maybe you have felt a little bit confused, a little bit outcasted, or just feel like you don't fit in. But overall, this is going to be your year where you're just going to like be sick of that and just apply yourself 1000% and just have unwavering confidence and determination within yourself. And you'll be amazed by how much transformative experiences you'll encounter within this year. Moving on with the tarot cards. So I do see that you have a lot of skills, and something about you tells me that you're going to have a lot of mental clarity. You're going to distinguish right from wrong. You're going to be someone who can recognize, action and consequences, whether they're positive or negative, or and again, that's subjective to what an individual defines as positive, negative, but you can recognize what actions will lead to what outcomes. And I think this is very important because, one, you'll be able to navigate your life with more clarity and do the correct things to achieve your goals. But then you're also going to be able to recognize that in others. And overall, you're going to be someone who is going to be someone that people look into, or look, how can I phrase it? People come to you for assistance and having knowledge, and that's also shown within the Three of Pentacles. So again, if there's a specific talent that you have been working on, or there's a career that you want to enter, or there's a business or a hobby or whatever it may be with like social media, definitely tap into it, because there's going to be a lot of monetary success within this year. But there's also going to be a lot of people coming to you for assistance. And overall, I think that might be your way of making financial upgrades within your life, is really honing into your abilities and your knowledge and your clarity, using that for however it applies to you to, again, create monetary or financial wealth, because people are going to come to you, and you're going to be someone who others come to for services, and that's going to be something that's going to be very rewarding to you. And overall, again, I just get a great sense of maturity, a lot of wisdom, and yeah, you might be into like law or politics, or overall just creating change within the world some way, somehow, positive impact, to leave a positive impact on the world. So with the Two of Wands, I do see Spirit wants you to know that you're very powerful. Like, you have the world in your hands. Like, it's different. Like, I hope I'm doing my best at explaining this, and I'm really trying to articulate the best way possible. But I feel like it's kind of hard. But it's almost giving me like magician vibes. Like, it's like at the point where you're just being like self-actualized to a degree, And you know that whatever you set your mind into, you will receive. One, because of your hard work and your skills, but you know that you're blessed. You know that you are divinely guided. Like, that's the energy that I'm picking up from you. You know you're not, it's not your first time in the rodeo. I feel like you've matured a lot. I feel like you experienced a lot. I feel like you're very emotionally mature. You're not, there's no energy of like playing victim. There's no energy of like you being confused. Like, you're honest with yourself. And once you're able to be honest with yourself, you're able to really transform your life, because you're able to distinguish who you are, what are your realities, what you know is true of the world. So again, this is a powerful year that's going to be for you. And again, it's just going to be nothing but accomplishments. I don't get the essence or any messages of hurdles or obstacles. Again, it's just going to be like like the best way I can put it, again, and I feel like I'm reiterating myself, but just someone who is kind of tired of being stagnant, playing it safe in the past, but now you know that you're able and you're so powerful and you can and you will. And I think that's very exciting. I would love to know how that resonates. I would definitely love to know how or how the end of the year will look for you, Pile 3. Please comment below. I'm really interested to know. Um, with the moon card, I do feel as if maybe there's just like one layer, like it feels like just one layer of truth that you have to admit to yourself before you're able to experience all of this abundance and success. Um, so maybe I would like really take some time to think about the things that are holding you back, if any, and how you could, or what's a repeating or reoccurring issue that you've been having within the past year or so, and maybe just accept it and recognize it, because ultimately, by gaining more consciousness and more awareness to our shadow aspects of our lives, or our shadow self, you'll be able to again generate more abundance and success within your life. So this is definitely a very powerful reading. Again, I thank you for being patient. I feel like I'm reiterating myself, but it's a powerful pile that it's being presented within me. But let's move on with the chakra oracle cards. I pulled out two for this pile. And the first one here is service and perfection. So one thing that I'm getting is that if you ever have moments where you are feeling a little bit down or discouraged or feeling like you're not good enough, just know that those thoughts and those feelings, like our body and mind tries to make up for it. So just know that by having those thoughts, like, you become the opposite of it. And you are really someone who others view as perfect. Like, truly, people view you as someone who is so powerful, as someone who is not phased, as someone who has no issues, and they think that you have a perfect life. And it's not to say that that's a persona you're portraying or that's what you're trying to convey to others. No, like, your hard work and your skills and all the work you've done on yourself and all the experiences that you have made for yourself have really made you into a diamond. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting. Like, you've been pushed so much that you are truly like just a shining individual. But just know also that you've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of growth. You've experienced so much. And I think now it's kind of time to let go of that perfection mindset and the need to constantly evolve and constantly, become better and better, because naturally with time, like, it will come. Growth is inevitable. Like, it's within all of our paths. Every single day we're constantly evolving. So just know that this is already occurring within itself, within our existence, within being within the universe. We are a product of the universe, which means we're constantly growing and evolving and becoming stronger, really. So with you, I think what spirit wants you to do is just to live, just to experience, to put all expectations aside of who you think you should be, or of all I guess like your any like desperation to achieve these goals, because again, they will come. It's just a matter of you being persistent, and it already shows that you are very persistent and that you are very powerful, and you've stepped outside your comfort zone and accomplished so much. And this is definitely within your trajectory, and you have already encountered a lot of growth already. But now with intention, it will only go you'll only go a lot more further and manifest a lot more of your dreams and goals. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. With service, I think what spirit wants you to do, if you're someone who is seeking either a job or occupation or a hobby that's in service of others, that's very commendable. And I personally want to say thank you to you for choosing a path where you are in service of others. I think in general, that's going to make you more content in life, because when you serve others, you get more of a sense of gratification. So that's very important. And by doing acts of love to others, you ultimately become a loving person. You feel better of yourself. So you're definitely someone who um is very commendable, and I truly want to say thank you for that, because you're ultimately an individual who's choosing to make the world a better place. um with service, I think what a message that's coming through is that spirit wants you to know that they're very proud of you. They can recognize how much you have accomplished. They can recognize how you are breaking generational, I guess, habits and traumas, and changing the trajectory of what hasn't worked in the past, shifting that along with what has worked within past generations. What I'm getting is that your spirit team is very proud of you, and they want to thank you for all the work, because once you heal yourself, and again, I get the sense that you have healed yourself already tremendously. If not, this is the year where you're going to heal even more, and just grow more as a person, and just let go of pain is what I'm really getting. Like, you're just going to be so above it and with the greater state of consciousness that you're not going to be caught up with the ego mind that wants to experience pain, that doesn't allow us to live a happy, peaceful, and content and fulfilling life. I think our default is just to worry, to panic, to be anxious. And I think with our social climate and all the things that is going on with the world, is not helping. But you're definitely a beam of light, a beacon of light, to those around you. And overall, whether you're not trying to be someone that's more mainstream, or be such a public figure, just know your acts of kindness and your acts of services will have a ripple effect, kind of like the butterfly effect, and you're doing your part. And I think that's something that's very commendable. I honestly, whoever's watching this pile, whoever chose this pile, I like your energy. You seem amazing. Like, I kid you not. Like, this is something that's really being communicated through these cards. So with that, let's now pull some advice cards, which I don't know where I placed. One moment, please. Oh wait, these are it. Okay, so let me just pull two really quick. Okay, so the two that came up for this pile are these. So the first one is, let me zoom that in or focus that. So the first one says, I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. So again, I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. That is very powerful. And again, is talking about an inner sense of quiet. And that's pretty much what the essence of the black egg is. Like, you're not, I don't know, like, it's hard to communicate, maybe because I've never came across such a powerful deck. But this also resonates. So when I'm reading this, I'm also reflecting within myself. So let me just tell you, pile 3, I see you. And I don't want to gas anyone up or sound too corny, but you are of a great breed. And I mean that's a joke, like a breed. But you're a whole different type of entity. Like, you're powerful. Like, I'm excited. That's all I can say. Like, I look forward to how yeah, how things are gonna unfold on you. Like I really cannot. It's hard to fathom and it's hard to articulate, and I'm trying my best, but it's very powerful. So let that resonate. And then the second card is this one. It says, I let the universe catch up with my dreams. That's beautiful. So pretty much like the image that I'm getting is like you're working so fast and so hard and in the right way that the universe is like following you almost like, it's like it's almost undescribable. It's super powerful. It's super heartwarming. It gives me a lot of like survival energy, protagonist energy, almost like hero energy. So I'm really excited. So pile 3, that's all I have for you. Again, this deck made me really happy. So I hope it resonated with y'all as well. If this is something that definitely resonated, I would love to know. So please comment down below. That's all I do have for you. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button and bell notification bell so you don't miss out on future content. If you don't feel like this reading resonated with you, I really hate to know or hear that. But definitely try another pile, if not a future reading. So that's all I have for you. And now let's get started with pile number 4. Hey, pile number 4. So let's get started with your reading. So these are predictions to keep in mind for the upcoming year if you feel like they resonate. So let's get started. We're first going to start off with the animal spirit card. And the one that came out for y'all is, the owl. So let me focus that. So you guys got the owl, and that's the energy that's going to be present for the upcoming year, which is actually a very good card. It's one of my favorite ones, so I'm glad to see that one. And now for your tarot, we have the Temperance card. We also have the 10 of Wands. We have the 2 of Pentacles. And then lastly, we have the 4 of Cups. And let me actually put this one on the top here like this. Okay, so with the owl card is someone, or it represents the idea of someone who has a lot of beauty, has a lot of wisdom, and it's an individual or a collective of people. For those who are viewing this file or chose this pile, of good fortune. So with the owl card, ultimately what it indicates is an omen or the destiny of a blessing coming into your life, whether that's in a spiritual form or in a physical, financial, materialistic form. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Like this is going to be your year where you truly embody beauty and confidence within yourself for all that you are, not necessarily the stereotypical standards of what beauty or how our society defines beauty, but you're just going to embody beauty. And there's going to be a lot of good fortune coming your way. And I think it definitely ties in well with this tarot reading. So I first want to start off with, let's start off with the 10 of Wands. So what Spirit wants you to know is that they have recognized how much work you've done on yourself, on your goals, and overall just becoming a greater version of yourself. So the 10 of Wands represents someone who's honestly at the home stretch. You literally are so close to receiving all of the blessings that you are deserving of, all the things that you have been working hard for. So Spirit really wants you to be mindful of that and not give up. Regardless whether you have a day off or you have a week where you don't feel like yourself, or a month where you're feeling off, like that's okay. Good fortune's already within your trajectory within this upcoming year. But just remember that you're almost there. Don't give up now. Like this is the climax before, or the home stretch before you do achieve, excuse me, and manifest all the goals and dreams that you've been accomplishing. With the Two of Pentacles, what Spirit wants you to be mindful of is that you are a very powerful being. And with the Two of Pentacles is an individual who has two pentacles, but also shows an infinity sign. And with that infinity sign, what Spirit wants you to remember and always, be mindful of is that you are very powerful and you're capable of overcoming any and all obstacles that present themselves to you within your life. I think what Spirit wants you to be mindful of as well is the fact that sometimes it's important not to put too much focus on what we dislike. I think what Spirit wants you to know is that when you're feeling moments of frustration or impatience or not accepting something that is present within your life, immediately focus on what you are grateful of and what you do have control of, because sometimes we do let small obstacles hinder our path and we allow things to fester into a greater energy than what it really has to be, because ultimately a bad day is just a little time and space, and there's going to be more opportunities or more events that follow that misfortune. So just remember not to focus and highlight too much the shortcomings that you may experience. And again, the reason why is because they're not necessarily bad things that are happening to you, rather they're teaching moments and opportunities for Spirit to make you more mindful of. And when you're feeling a sense of pain, really take a moment to pause and think about what you're feeling. One, recognize that you are not your feelings and recognize that feelings also and emotions pass. But dive deeper, because ultimately when you feel things and they reoccur is something that Spirit or the universe wants you to be mindful of. Maybe some work that you need to focus on a little bit, just to heal. With the Temperance and Four of Cups, Spirit, I think, really wants you to take some time for yourself in a healthy and mature way. Um, Four of Cups is all about meditation, being a little bit more reclusive, a little bit more into yourself, taking some time to get to know yourself. So definitely make some time. If you feel like you're a very busybody and you're always surrounded by coworkers, family, friends, really take some time for you, because I do feel like you may be spreading yourself a little bit thin. And if you feel like that's the case, definitely take some time to ground yourself, to just have a better state of mind throughout the upcoming year. If you feel like if you don't have any healthy outlets like working out, journaling, dancing, singing, writing, creating art, I would definitely encourage you to find something that you are gravitated to, or maybe there's already something that you are inclined to, but haven't practiced as much as you have wanted to or would want to. Definitely take some time to incorporate within that life, because I think that that's going to help you out tremendously. I honestly think that one of the simplest ways, if you are someone who's more busy, is to journal at night or in the morning, or meditate at night or in the morning, or both. And it doesn't have to be for too long, maybe like 10 minutes, which I know you definitely do have, or we all have, but sometimes we don't make the time for it. Because ultimately that's going to really allow you to be grounded and have, again, a better mindset throughout the upcoming year, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. But always remember that you're capable of overcoming so much, and you will and can overcome any and all obstacles that do present themselves within your life. With the Temperance, this is all about moderation. So what I'm getting the sense of is that if you feel like you're working a little bit too hard, working a little bit too much, definitely take some time to, again, take a break, take some time for yourself, just to balance yourself and ground yourself, because I think that's very important. A lot of times we're just constantly active and not really taking the time to really check in with ourselves. And I think that's what Spirit wants you to do for this upcoming year, to practice, because ultimately that's going to allow you to enjoy the blessings that are coming to you, as indicated with the owl. It's going to allow you to enjoy it more, and you're not going to be feeling overwhelmed or frustrated. Rather, when blessings come to you, you're going to be grateful. And it's always best to receive it when you're in a state of gratefulness. So that's something that Spirit definitely wants you to be mindful of. Also, there's something about harmony coming into mind. So just make sure that what you're doing aligns with your values, aligns with your goals, because ultimately that's going to allow your life to feel more at ease. If you're doing a little bit too much, as far as accomplishing too much, it may not feel as cathartic as much as possible, and that's maybe because you're overextending yourself. So definitely take some time to recognize where more balance is required. Maybe you're going out too much. Maybe you're not saving as much money as you wish you would have. Maybe you're spending too much. Whatever it may be, it's okay. Like, it's normal, completely normal. But I think what Spirit wants you to be mindful of is that if you do incorporate balance and moderation within your life, I think you'll be a lot more satisfied with one, your current situation, but then also more blessings will come in. And once you do receive your blessings, you're going to feel more grateful towards them and about them. So with that, let's move on with your Chakra Oracle cards. Let me pull 2. So the first one that's coming up for y'all is this one here, which is gratitude. I don't know why it took so long for me to read that. Brain fart. So we have that one. And then the second one is completion. So yeah, what Spirit definitely wants you to do is that you have already accomplished so much, and there's a lot of greatness that you have achieved. And it's important to just practice gratitude for all that you are and all that you have accomplished and all that you're doing and all that you're going to receive. Because ultimately, to a degree, life is short, and I think it's important for us to be a little bit more grounded and focused on today and the present, rather than focusing too much on the external world or what's to come in the future, or even possibly the past. So definitely, when you take some time for yourself, I think besides journaling, a good thing would be to practice journaling, and with that you could practice journaling the things that you are grateful for. That's going to definitely help you out within the upcoming year, and overall just bring a lot of more completion within the things that you do, more things you'll be able to achieve. And with that, let me actually pull another card, and the one that came up for yours was Insecurity. With this one, I think it ties in kind of well. I think there is a sense of doubt. There is a sense of how can I phrase this? There is a sense of not feeling fully complete and secure within yourself with all that you are doing. And I think it's important for you to, again, practice gratitude, because that's going to able to combat these feelings of insecurity. But just know that overall you are accomplishing so much. You may feel like you're being dealt with a lot of obstacles, but again, that's normal, and it's needed within your path to really receive as much as abundance as possible, because you are someone who's going to be blessed with a lot this upcoming year, and it's important for you to be mindful of that. So lastly, I also want to pull up some advice oracle cards. So let me pull those up, and let me pull up 2. I did not pre-shuffle this time because I was a little bit busy and occupied with other things, but it's okay. So the first one we got is this one. And it says, as soon as I choose to see the light in the dark corners, I redirect my power towards what I want. And again, that kind of ties in with the insecurity. Whenever you are feeling insecure, definitely take some time to recognize why you're feeling those feelings. And again, like I said earlier, don't just know that you are not your emotions. You're experiencing the emotions of etc., like, anger, fear, sadness, and to allow them to pass, knowing that you don't have to attach yourself to those identities, knowing that you don't have to be, you don't have to fully believe that you are those emotions. You're just simply a human being experiencing these emotions that are completely normal. So definitely, when you're feeling some feelings of insecurity, hyper focus on that and combat those thoughts as much as possible. So challenge those thoughts. Tell yourself something positive. Choose to view your life through a more positive outlook. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. And then the second one that came up is this one. My super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith in love, and the joy I put out. So again, my super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith in love, and the joy I put out. So again, that definitely ties in with what has been communicated within this pile. Definitely it's important to recognize and check in with yourself to see how you feel, and put faith in love, and put faith in the fact that you're accomplishing so much. Practice gratitude for all that you are and all that your body is doing for you to accomplish your goals, because ultimately there is a lot of support, one that's being given, that one you're giving to yourself, but also your spirit team that's looking out for you. So definitely keep that in mind. And with that, you're going to be able to foster more joy within your life, and ultimately have, again, more of an enjoyable experience. It's very common to definitely think about our concerns and worries, and again, that's completely common, but just try your best to be the most mindful as possible during those times, because that's going to allow you to challenge those experiences, but also overcome them, learn how to live with those thoughts and learn how to cope with them better, and just overall have a more peaceful and content experience within life. And I also want to pull one extra card, excuse me, for these oracle cards. You're the only group that I pulled 3 for the Chakra Oracle cards, and then for the advice cards, I don't know why I'm inclined to do so, but that's just how things are for this pile. The last one is this one, and let me try to focus it, but it says, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. So let's read that one more time. When I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know how or when it will happen. So I think that's definitely an important thing, and it ties in very well with the Temperance card, talking about alignment, because it's important that our actions match our values. And I think it's definitely, an indicator to definitely sit down with yourself, maybe do some goals for this upcoming year, and ask yourself why, and allow them to come with time. Know that things are not gonna, all the blessings that are aligned within your trajectory, and you're actually the only pile that speaks and guarantees a lot of blessings, like concretely. But definitely allow things to come from a very joyful, a spiritual, divine belief, knowing that these things will come to you, knowing that change is inevitable within your future, and just trust the process, and you'll be surprised as to how many blessings you'll receive a lot quicker. So that's pretty much all I have for you, pile 4. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, I would definitely love to know, so definitely comment below. If you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and thumbs up button, and tap that notification bell so you don't miss out on future content. I really appreciate you for watching, and I hope this is an amazing year for you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.